All right. Greetings. Welcome back to Black Bear News, where everything is connected. How are you all feeling? Good to see you. We're here on a Saturday, hanging out, talking about this and that. Thanks for hanging out with me every single day. We're live on Rockfin. Oh, I started the day with a tip. That's always nice. Thanks for the tip. Obsolete Optics. I appreciate you. And I guess I should check my coffees. Have not gotten a coffee as of yet today, but good way to support the channel. Oh wow. Thanks, Obsolete Optics. I really appreciate it. Got a super sticker from Obsolete Optics. Very cool. Thanks, man. Starting off the day with some tips. I appreciate that. Let's get into some things. We're live on Callin as well. We'll do one call at a time today if we get any calls. Denver on Rockfin says that you have a sense. That's interesting, though. I think other people feel that, but what can you do? You have a sense that Rockfin is a snare to gather truth tellers' content, then disappear it at the crucial moment. Oh. Who knows, but it might work out that it might work out too, though, that if you get to a point where the people in charge just don't want you talking about particular things, and they're going to make sure that you don't talk. This has happened before anyways. This is not something that's new, but if they really don't like you, they will suspend your web service, right? I think you're saying that Rockfin is hosted on Amazon Web Service, but if someone truly doesn't like you, they'll suspend your web service, right? They'll just get you or you won't be able to host your website or your platform anywhere. And is that a product of nefariousness from the actual platform, or is that just a reaction to the platform from the powers that be? Who would know? Necessarily, who would know? I don't know. Maybe. I mean, and it seems that everybody knows that DARPA invented the internet, right? I've said this long ago. I was like, well, long ago, I said, well, the Army created the internet. So do you think they intended it to be this, free and fair, information superhighway where everybody was just free to communicate and informate? Right? if the army invented it, do you think the intention was for, freedom and fairness? No, of course not. I'll answer that for you. Of course it wasn't. But I have to say, like any other thing that the power structure does, there are unintended consequences. There, blowback. There are. I actually, to go back to the conversation we were having yesterday, and we were just talking about ideas, right? So I hope nobody was mad at me for anything I said yesterday. But, uh, because I said something to the effect that, like, a predominant group of people live in a lower consciousness, state of lower consciousness. Even and those people can be very intelligent. Even very intelligent people can just be consumed with. I'm going off on a tangent. Can be consumed with power or money or cars or status, right? Very intelligent people, but kind of interested in lower consciousness endeavors, right? And there are people that might be, people who failed, some of the most famous, influential, scientific advancements have come from people that flunked out of, math class in high school, right? Or people that just didn't go to college, or people that didn't do so well in the structured school system, right? But they were very intelligent people. So they might be deemed not so smart by, standardized testing. And then we all know that there are different forms of intelligence, right? There's many forms of emotional intelligence, and right. So intelligence, so anyways, hopefully nobody was offended by the thing I said. But what I mean by lower consciousness, I almost think it's kind of like a choice, for most people, or they just, right. They might see glimmers of something else, but they just, this is what's in front of me, and this is all I'm going to care about, and I just don't really care about anything loftier than, what's on the daily menu, right? So, anyways, but so the reason why I went down that road is because I think the internet is actually producing higher consciousness overall among humans, right? Humans that have access to the internet and to technology. I actually think, again, I'll piss people off. Like, there is an upside to technology, and there's an upside to the internet. There's an upside to everything that's happening right now. There are good things that can come from technology. Not, there are a lot of bad things too, but with the advent of the internet, with the advent of high-speed communication and the ability to do this, exactly what I'm doing with all of you, people are becoming more intelligent and, raising their level of consciousness in many, many different ways. It is happening. It's quantifiable. Like you may not think so, but I can see, I can feel it. I can see it. I can feel it. I can feel that people now there, don't get me wrong, there are still a lot of people that choose not to know, right? There's all this, you have the whole internet, you have you have this big wide world of information, and there are people that just choose to just go, nope, I didn't see that. Nothing to see here. Nope, I don't know what you're talking about. Right. There are a lot of people that choose that, but there are a lot of people that choose to take the information in and go, let me have a think. It's happening, right? It's happening, and they don't like it. They don't like it. They don't like it. They don't like it. That's why they're trying to shut the internet down. And maybe it's all a big honeypot. Maybe it's all a ruse. Maybe it's all, intended to get us all to admit that we're all conspiracy theorists, and we, right? That we're all domestic terrorists. Oh my God. right? Because if no one in the world believes that Epstein killed himself. Not one person. And if that's the case, then every single person on this planet, save for like two, are conspiracy theorists. And when you actually admit that, no, I don't think, yeah, I don't know, that story doesn't sound right, right? And everybody thinks that, and everybody believes that. Okay, guess what? Everyone's a conspiracy theorist. And if you actually follow the logic down that road, then you know what's going on, right? So you pick and you choose what you want to be aware of and what you don't want to be aware of. But if everybody knows that particular thing isn't true, right? Or, they suspect it isn't true. We're not saying it isn't true. They suspect it's not true. If everybody thinks that, then everybody knows what's going on, right? On some level, on a subconscious level, everyone knows what's going on. And if you act like you don't know what's going on, you are choosing it. And so, whatever. But I think people are waking up. I think people are, this particular path of technology is actually incredibly helpful to human beings. And if the powers that be would get out of the way and stop squashing us, like, I love you guys are watching me on YouTube, but can you guys get off of YouTube? Seriously, like, a lot of you guys that won't watch me on other channels and refuse, and you're saying, why are you on YouTube? You are supporting a platform that is censoring people and extinguishing the fire of life and thought. Why are you on YouTube? Go to Rockfin right now and watch me on Rockfin. Stop watching me on YouTube. You are supporting the man. You are supporting the wrong thing, okay? Why are you doing this? Go to Colin. Go to Rockfin. Go to, if I was on another platform, I would be. I can't manage all these platforms. Convenience. Yeah, stop with the convenience. You're supporting the extinguishing of free thought and freedom by supporting YouTube. Why are you doing it? When you could just go to Rockfin and watch me for free. You don't even have to create an account. Just go there and watch it for free. You can watch it on your phone, on a web browser. You can watch it on your computer, on a web browser. It's really not that hard. It is not hard. Seriously. So, like, I know I'm shaming you for being on YouTube, but come on now. These people are trying to, they're trying to squash freedom of thought and freedom of speech in the interest of, prohibiting people from evolving, right? People could actually evolve. We have the technology to evolve. We have the technology for human beings to evolve at a rapid pace, and the powers that be are like, no, no, no. We can't have that, because if everybody sees what's going on, yeah, I know. I'm shaming you for being on YouTube, and I understand it works better for people on certain platforms. I get it. I'm just saying. Scott Lanham says, I do what I want. I mean, do what you want. I'm just saying. Because I can't talk about everything I want to talk about on this channel on YouTube. And there could be a day when YouTube says, we don't like this guy anymore. And then and then what? Then you'll have to go to Rockfin. So I don't know. You're on here because I am. Yeah, you're right. I'm on YouTube. I'm on YouTube because I'm trying to get people to watch my channel. Anyways, so people can evolve, and they see that people can evolve, and they see, oh, we have this access to information, and we, look at all this information we have access to, and suddenly people can wake up and realize what's going on in the world. And all of the social media, companies together with the powers that be are going to say, no, stop right there. You stop seeing what's going on, people. You stop evolving. You stop that right now. Like, that's what's happening. So, Why am I on YouTube? You're right. Good, fair question. I'm on YouTube because people won't go to Rockfin. I'm on YouTube because people won't go to other platforms. I don't know. I'm trying to grab viewers from YouTube and take them elsewhere. That's what I'm trying to do. And maybe YouTube will change its way. Maybe if enough people see, I don't know. I don't know if YouTube will change its ways. Who knows? But listen, right? We could evolve. We could evolve if they would get out of the way, if they would stop censoring us, if they would allow. That's why the speech is dangerous, right? That's why free speech, it equals fascism or hate speech, or free speech is racism. Free speech is bad. Free speech, you can't have free speech because it's unsafe, right? That's why. Yeah, that's right. Steph C. Rockfin stays up when you go to other apps, right? Like if I'm watching on YouTube, if I want to do something else on my phone, it's weird. Sometimes YouTube will let me do I don't know what you call it. Will let me take the screen out. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But I find that Rockfin, you can take the screen out, you can watch, you can still listen or watch the video, and you can do other things on your phone. So it's actually more convenient to me. Picture in picture. Thank you, Osama. I had a hard time with that. Picture in picture. It's weird too because YouTube was letting me do picture in picture, and then I did an update on my phone, and now it's like picture in picture doesn't work anymore. What's going on? Or maybe there's a trick. You just, I don't know. Anyways, YouTube does do, yeah, I can't get it to work. I can't, like half the time it doesn't work. Actually, most of the time it doesn't work. And sometimes randomly, like I need to hit some particular button for it to work, and I don't know what the button is. So if the powers that be got out of the way and allowed people to actually, have this access to free and open information, if powers that be got out of the way. Oh, yes, William. William says blackmail. Right. We're going to talk about a little bit. I don't know how deep we're going to get into this, but you guys have heard of Whitney Webb's books, One Nation Under Black. I have not read the books yet, but I've seen plenty of her work and I've seen plenty of her interviews. And basically speaks, she did a good interview with Jimmy Dore yesterday, speaking to the idea that basically the mob is in control of everything, right? Like so, or the intelligence agencies in conjunction with the mob are in control of like everything. And when, excuse me, sorry, little too much coffee or a little too little coffee. And if you understand that, things make a lot more sense. She did have a tweet today about if you understand that, things tend to make more sense. But if that's the truth, what are you going to do about that? Right? If that's the truth, what are you going to do about that? I mean, think about it. Think about how influential like the mob, or think of it like cartels, like Mexican drug cartels. How powerful they are, right? Remember when Anonymous, a long time ago, Anonymous said, we're going to go, like Anonymous was trying to like free people, right? And like hack things and give people, information about what's really going on. And they were going to try to basically blackmail or people into doing the right, government agencies or corporations into doing the right thing or whatever. And then they went after a Mexican cartel, and like they straight came up and like kidnapped some of the people from Anonymous. They were like, or something like that, or kidnapped their family or something. They're like, nah, you don't do that. um, they thought that they were going to like take out a cartel or something like that, and what happened was the cartel said no, no. But if you think about that, who's in charge of the planet? Like, I mean, it kind of makes sense because that's how the planet is being run on some levels. And there's an ultimate power that won't let you have the information that you need or to really like change the world, because some very, very bad people are in charge. Where is that? Maybe I can find that tweet. But you can see the kind of stuff that, the stuff that's being revealed, like, in the Twitter files, or, go back to WikiLeaks, the WikiLeaks dump, 2016. And you can see, what's going on. Oh, here it is. From
Isla Pie, FaceTime video.
Sorry guys. This is from Robert Durden. The democratically owned House just voted for a defense budget that's $100 billion higher than it was under Trump. Well, we need that money for war. $100 billion higher than it was under Trump. And you know that when Trump was president, they gave him every military budget he requested. So, if you know that, and you know that because it's true, because it happened, then you know that Trump wasn't a Russian, he wasn't an illegitimate president. He wasn't like, nobody installed him. He wasn't Vladimir Putin's buddy. He wasn't, no. Because when it came time for Trump's military budget to get passed, all the Democrats were like, we got you, buddy. If you think that like any of that stuff was true about Trump, I don't want to be too mean, but if you think any of that stuff is true about Trump, just realize that the Democrats also fast-tracked all of his judges. So just go in the historical record, go look that up. They passed all of his military budgets. They basically did everything he wanted them to do. There was very, very little that they resisted him on. And when you know that, well, then you realize all of that was theater. All of that was ridiculous. Because if he was really illegitimate, if he was really a Russian stooge, you would go, I'm not passing this military budget. No, or you just resist everything he did. I'm not approving this judge. No, I'm not doing this thing. No. So all of that was theater. And you got played. You got played. Because you were like, oh yeah, totally. I mean, at the very worst, you just look, like a sucker. Like, well, okay. That's what they told me. And then Whitney Webb says, once you realize the Republicans and Democrats are competing factions of the mafia, American politics makes a lot more sense. Here's another one. They got you fighting a culture war to stop you from fighting a class war. These Trumpers, all these people over here, they're all racist. All these people over here are all, crazy LGBT transgender communists, right? They're all lunatics, either side. You can't actually see, or not many, some can see, You can't actually see that you're all on the same team. That maybe all the blue hair folks aren't that crazy, and maybe all the red, all the Trump hat wearing folks aren't that crazy. Maybe they all want the same thing. Maybe y'all could have the same thing. But they got you believing it. They do. Timothy Martin. That guy is like the dude in Repo Man in the old car. Which dude? That is that's just a great image. I love that movie. And I know you're talking about the guy that was like, yeah. I feel kind of funny. That's a great movie. I should watch that movie again. Okay, Fantomas, I see you. I see you're waiting. Hold on one second. Anyways, it's and what are they? Oh man, I can't even go down that road. Okay. What? Did you ever think about shrimp or a plate of shrimp? He was talking about drawing things to you with your mentals. You could just think about shrimp or a plate of shrimp. Let's get sushi and not pay. Oh, there's some great lines in that movie. Great lines in that movie. All right. I might actually jump off of YouTube and do the rest of the show on Rockfin because I feel like, man, maybe I might be crossing some lines and I don't know yet. What's up, Fantomas? Fantomas, you there? Hello. Where'd you go, sir? Fantomas, are you there, sir? Did you step away from your phone? You're still on mute. Oh, he disappeared. Oh, that's weird. Okay, I bet he might come back. Anyways. He could steal a suitcase with nuke waste in the trunk. Are you saying that Trump is that guy? I don't know. I'm still a little confused. Who is that guy? Oh, the guy who's in charge of our nuke waste. Okay, got it. It's all coming together. All right, it took me a while to get that straight. What's up, Fantomas?
Okay, finally it works now. We're in business. The censors didn't get us.
Right.
So the thing about the Twitter files thing that really is funny to me is how everyone says it's the Democrats and the left, and they always say and the left, and the left, and the left, and the left. But if you really look, Kev, in the fact that the conservatives are being suppressed, the fact that so many people, and this is not a coincidence, people, the fact that no one wants to talk about all of the left personnel that's being suppressed on Twitter. I went into one of those Twitter spaces, and guess what they did, Kev? They didn't talk anything about the left being suppressed. It was all about, oh my goodness, I'm a conservative and I'm being banned. I'm being suppressed. We need to do something. The fact that it's being left out over and over again should tell you everything you need to know about where we're headed as a country.
So wait, you're saying the left the left wing was being suppressed?
Yeah, I mean, so many people.
Oh,
this is my point.
Yeah.
If you go into like the Twitter Spaces where where a lot of conservatives are talking, they conveniently leave it out every single time. It's not just once. It's not just twice. It's so fucking obvious now. It's crazy. Right. That's my point. You can't have an honest discussion with this because nobody wants to talk about the fact that you need to separate the left from the Democrats. If you don't do that, then we're not having an honest discussion. It's as simple as that.
Sure. Right.
And that's the biggest problem that we're going to be facing is the fact that It's just constantly going to be focusing on the conservatives. And the thing that I like
Right,
about
right.
Matt Taibbi is he's doing the right thing, but the problem
he's getting
is
grief for it.
yeah, but the problem is he's leaving out all of the people on the left. It's constantly the focus is on the Twitter files,
right,
Trump,
right,
Trump,
right.
Trump, another conservative. But meanwhile, all of the I'm pretty sure that a lot of people,
the progressive left was getting banned too.
yeah,
Yeah.
any left that was just kind of critical thinking outside of the Democrats, they were the ones that were getting shadow banned as well.
Oh, absolutely. You're right.
I mean, look what happened to Brianna Joy Gray. Her followers instantly jacked up as soon as ownership changed. You know, there was no more suppression of her numbers.
Yep.
So, I mean, that's what we're really dealing with, folks. We're dealing with the fact that we can't have an honest conversation on any side.
Right. You know what you're right. Yeah, absolutely right. That's a really good point. And something that a lot of people miss too, there were actually some lefties out there that were calling for suppression of certain speech.
Yeah.
And famously, I think it was Status Coup. What's that guy's name? I can't remember. But Status Coup and a few others that were calling they were like, I don't think these people should be able to say this. And this is great that Trump got taken off of Twitter. They actually got censored too, right? Like almost immediately, like almost within a week or two, Status Coup got censored, or I think they got demonetized or kicked off of Twitter or YouTube or something happened. And I was like, look how quickly that happens. When you say, this speech is bad, then your speech is bad, right? Immediately, that's what you're asking for. You're asking for your speech to be censored, not their speech. That's it's a slippery slope, but that thing, that rock slid and hit them really fast. I think Jamal Thomas, same thing probably happened to him, because he was like, I don't like Trump. He went TDS towards the end there, where he went like, Trump is bad, and then like, I don't know, kind of immediately after that, where he said like, I don't think Trump is a good guy and he's bad, and maybe they should censor these people. And then like 2 weeks later, he got censored, and I was like, see how that happens? Like, see how that happens?
It's an interesting place to be. I would suggest going to. I think they're going to have another meeting. Mario Nagwal, he's the guy who brought in Elon Musk and Kim.com and all these people from the conservative media space as well. But what's interesting about it is they talk openly, because they have Sebastian Gorka, who's a little bit on the Looney Tunes side of the right, I guess, in terms of radio.
Sure.
But he talks about his experience in the White House. His stuff is really, really interesting in terms of, like, he was talking about how one of the quotes that will stay with me forever is, he says, when I went in the White House, he goes, I would have told you that you were absolutely wacko if you said anything about the shadow government. He goes, but what I experienced, he says, and what my family experienced and what we had to deal with just on a day-to-day basis of just being associated with Trump, he goes, there's no question that I wouldn't question anyone who brought up any subject matter with shadow government. I was like, wow. Like, when you get a guy like that to say stuff like that, that really gives you an idea what time it is right now in this country.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and that's also another thing that I think people are really coming around to, that idea, for sure.
If we have a clock, you would say that this guy is 1:45 Alex Jones.
Right.
I mean, it's right. It's so close. You're almost at the reptilian. You're almost at half-past reptilian, but you're right at 1:45 Alex Jones.
Right.
But I mean, that's the real problem that we're going to be facing. And again, as much as I like talking about like Trump and the conservatives and how much they're being suppressed, the fact, again, I want to bring this up because it's so important. There's so many people on the left who had their channel decimated or on their content completely hidden away on Twitter, and no matter and no idea what else they did with the troll farms and all of that. But just to put the focus on, again, it's coordinated. It's not. It's not coincidental to not talk about the left's problems.
Not only that, but all the bots and all the paid accounts. Brooklyn Dad, actually, I don't know if you heard about that thing with Brooklyn Dad, is a famous, like, kind of Democrat, super hardcore, like, vote blue.
Oh, you mean Brooklyn Defiant? I know.
Oh, Defiant, Brooklyn Dad Defiant, something like that, right?
Yeah.
He was big old, vote blue in the face. Vote harder blue, whatever. He's just a big old rah Democratic. Everything everything the Democrats push out, he's pushing out there, and it was revealed that he's actually a paid operative of the Democratic Party. Like he's being literally paid to tweet for the Democrats. So it's like, and he's a pretty big voice, or he was a pretty big voice for a while, right? So you realize that these people aren't legit. They're not authentic. They're not people that actually think these thoughts for themselves. They're pushing this stuff out there for other people to think, right? They're pushing this.
I'll leave it with this. RBN had this clip that they put up of the Michael Brooks show, and one of the people that he has on, he brought up a very insightful point. And he said, "This is the very first left in history." Listen to this, folks. This is the very first left in history, the complete left, who is not connected to the working class ever. This is why we're facing so many issues that we're facing. There is no connection to the working class at all anymore.
Right.
So this is why you have the professional managerial class, and you have this type of element where they don't have any connection at all. And so this is how the right wing can control everything where it concerns all of the working class, when they start looking around and say, where do we go to? Where do we go to? And you know where they're going to go to. They're going to go right to somebody who's the next Trump. That's what's going to happen.
Of course.
That's what's going to happen.
Yep. Yeah. Well, I guess the last thought I have on this is that all the people that are lefty and not Democrat, I mean, I don't know. There's just I think there's a bigger field of independents than people who are legitimately like, I'm a hardcore Republican or I'm a hardcore Democrat. There are more people that are like, yeah, I'm not so much into either party, and I would prefer to question the motives of those people who are hardcore, GOP or hardcore Dem, right? And those are the people that get suppressed, right? Whether you're on the right or whether you're kind of leaning right or leaning left, if you're outside of the party narrative, if you're outside of the, either, the hardcore side on either side, then you're persona non grata, right? You're not, you're not allowed, you're not in the club, for one thing. And we don't want people to be outside of the club. We don't want people to be outside of the masses on either side fighting each other. We don't want people, independent free thinkers.
Well, the other thing to think about is the fact, going back to the Twitter files before I go, is the fact that how everyone was on point, on message, where they just said everything was a nothing burger. They didn't read any of the files. They just kept saying over and over and over again, like a parrot, this is a big nothing burger. This is a big, yeah, you're right. This is a big nothing burger. So you got to be, you just have to be aware of that shit, Right.
But there's paid ops like Brooklyn Dad Defiant that are out there telling you this is how we talk about this subject. Right.
Yeah.
You have, people modeling that kind of stuff for others. There are other people I can, other names I can think of that I think are absolutely like paid ops. But, they're out there and they're, people glom onto these people because it's easy. It's easy. It's like all the people on the right that are like, that call like Biden and anybody on the left to call them the lunatic communist left. And it's like, okay, dude, no, there's nothing communist about the Biden administration. Right. the conservative, solid, middle of the road Democrat. Like there's nothing at all in any way, shape, or form related to communism or I mean, you could say there's some lunatic liberalness in there, sure, but like the way that they talk about them is way so far off that and that's propaganda, brainwashing in itself, right? And so both sides do it.
Yeah.
All right, man. Thanks for the call. I appreciate it.
All right, later.
I'm gonna jump off of YouTube, guys. So we're gonna do the rest of the show on. I want to just say Denver actually corrected the line in Repo Man is, you ever thinking about a shrimp and then somebody around you says shrimp or plate of shrimp? That's right. That's the line. Dang, I don't know why that's so funny. Oh God, yeah, I'm starting to think about that movie, and I really love it. Okay. Oh, Brooklyn Dad is the Alex Jones of the DNC. Kind of, yeah. But that's the thing is the conspiracy left doesn't. They're not called that. They are speaking the truth. They are just the truth, and you are not to question anybody on the Rachel Maddows or the who else, anybody on the lefty left. Nobody's. I mean, they're they're saying some stuff that's really way out there, and nobody's calling them conspiracy theorists who should be taken to court for giving you misinformation, and maybe they should. I don't know. All right, I'm going to jump off YouTube. We'll talk about some other things off of YouTube. See you on Rockfin.